Alright.
We live?
We should be live. Nope, now we're live.
Not, page, right? Yeah, it says live on there.
Alright.
10 seconds.
I hear you are afraid, these kids will wreck your name. You play another game, it's gonna end the same. Oh, these kids can ball. Oh, these kids can ball. You take a snake away, we'll find another way. I'll make the 50 home, and I won't be alone. Won't let my brothers down, gotta stick around. I 4-3-2 and done, the bracket's on my run. Oh, these kids can ball. Oh, these kids can ball.
There.
Thanks.
Oh, my bad.
We're about to get a penalty. Brothers asking for a check. Brothers is playing this tight, man. He's playing very tight.
We got a whole lot left in the tank today. Got a fist full of games and teams in the way. All the work that we put in, it's time for the win. I'm running down the field, never thinking I should be there. Got my finger on the trigger as my target's getting bigger. It's just another one down, and another to go. Left looking right, I got him in my sights. My future's looking bright like a sunrise. Another one down, another one left to go. These kids can ball.
That was nasty.
These kids can ball.
Congratulations to the infamous kids as they sew up this kids championship title. As Thomas Taylor got to be so happy.
This ain't nothing new. Or is it?
There's nothing new about kids or young gun teams in paintball. They've been around since the late 1990s. The most famous team of them all, the Iron Kids, featured players like Ryan Greenspan, Alex Frazier, and Oliver Lang, all of whom would become the core of the undisputed greatest paintball team of all time, Dynasty. During the 25 years that have passed between, teams like the Iron Kids, Saber Pups, Arsenal Kids, Hostile Kids, BC Kids, and all of the dozens of other youth teams, there has never been a true youth division in any of the major national level paintball leagues until now. The 2022 NXL World Cup introduced the first ever Young Guns 5-man division. This is the origin story about this new division. The 24 teams that entered, the journey from the months of grueling practices, all leading up to the final horn of the last game played at the 2022 World Cup. These kids can ball.
How they got started.
I started out playing eventually got me into paintball, and then just started showing up consistently, and some people took notice, and I got sucked into the professional side of it, and I was like, now I'm full on addicted to it. So
It all started with my friend Levi. We went to go play at a birthday party, and I just loved it so much, and I just, ever since that, I had fun. My dad bought me my first marker, which was an AGS, and red and orange.
You guys know Cooper, the one that's 8 years old?
Ever since that, it's just been going up.
Let us know in the
like,
comments.
From the to a shocker amp, then to a TM40. TM40.
Well, I got a paintball gun for my birthday. We went out to play paintball, and then we got into like speedball and competitive.
Game over.
I got involved by playing at a haunted house one year, and then I just liked it ever since.
So my sister, it was her birthday party, and I just started playing, and I was 8 years old.
Went to a birthday for my friend, and then we started taking it competitively.
My dad plays a lot. He plays on the D4 Misfit Toys line and is also one of the coaches for Rochester Marauders. I used to go to the field with my dad when he used to, or when he still does, but when he played, when I was younger, I always used to go to the field with him, and one day I just decided to play. I had fun, and over time I just grew up to the sport.
Yeah.
It was my dad. Same way that Dominic was introduced. He was like, "Do you want to play?" When he got back from the sport, and I was like, "Yeah, it seems fun."
I started about 3 years ago, and I just won't be with my dad, and I just kept playing.
That has to be sick.
Well, my dad, he used to play pro a long time ago, and then whenever I got old enough to like start playing, he took me out,
Matt's kid.
and I just fell in love with it.
When I first started playing, I went to like a paintball party, and I just started loving the sport, wanted to play it more.
I play with my dad, my brother, my sister. It's really fun because it builds our family like stronger,
Hi.
so we get closer
Thank you.
together.
The funny thing is, it started with my middle son Bradley, who never in his life played paintball, just randomly said to me, "Hey Dad, I want a paintball gun for my birthday." I'm like, "Okay." So I said, before I go ahead and spend all this money on this gear, I'm going to take them and play some rental scenarios and see how they liked it. Well, it started with that, and the next thing you know, the other two kids joined in, and then I says, "Oh, Dad's got to join in too." So
Just sucks you in.
Steve Ross, one of my local friends, big in the paintball area, got us introduced to the Montrust Marauders, and we've been growing with them ever since.
Awesome.
Picked it up with like, I don't know, just as like a hobby, and I've been playing for like 1 to 2 years.
That's kind of weird. My dad played for however many years, 25, 27, I think, maybe less. I'm sure it's less. But you know, I grew up watching these like other paintball documentaries, and I mean, it just inspired me. As soon as I turned 11, we were like, "You want to play paintball?" And so he took me out, and I keep coming back. I couldn't get away from it. It sucked me, dude.
It started when my dad started joining a team, and then he introduced me to Biggie.
I got started on like a birthday party. One of my friends had a birthday party. I kind of played. I like the competitiveness of it, so it kind of stuck to me. None of them, it really kind of just stuck to me. So now I've been playing for 5 years now.
So, how I got started is I got invited to my dad's friend's son's birthday party.
Birthday party.
And I took people for my first time and I really liked it, so I thought it was like a thing. So I just started playing it. I went to the camp, the summer camp, started playing it, really liked it. So that's how I got in here.
I decided to go play for one of my birthdays, and my dad came with me, but some guy touched him, and he turned around, and it was one of his old teammates that he used to play back in the 90s and early 2000s. And then I decided that I wanted to play after, so we went to TV Sports in Fort Wayne and got here and started playing ever since.
Because I grew up,
What's
I had a big brother and dad to watch. Every time they would see new cool marker, it would be like, "Hey, here's this," and I'm like, "Cool, what is that?" And I think they helped with it.
So I actually went to a birthday party for my friends,
Birthday party.
and then I just pretty much wanted to do it for a sport because I wasn't playing a sport at the time.
So originally I went when I was 10, and I got beaten so bad I didn't come back for a couple of years. And I came back with my dad, and I was just standing in the back. He was like, "No, we're gonna go up and aggress." And I was like, "You know what? This is pretty fun." I started coming more often. I bought my first marker. I went to my first West Coast All-Star tryout, where I found my first team, and we've just been rolling with the flow from there.
Like at my friend's birthday party, like he like wanted to try it out, so I tried it out, got shot, and just fell in love from there. So about half a year or 1.5 years a year ago, I don't know what I said. I got invited to a friend's birthday party. And fell in love with the sport.
My dad played on the pro team a while back, and he, once I was old enough, he brought me to the field, and we just ran into people and made a team.
Nice.
Usually just from birthday parties, and I made my way up, and I kept on going, and I just found a love for the sport. And I just started going every weekend. I bought a Spider Victor, realized that was not the best gun for speedball, so I went up to a Diorite CZR, and then I just kept playing, and it was amazing. I love this sport, and my love just continues to grow.
I've been playing for 2 years, and
What's up,
I started
Junior?
on Father's Day and my dad's birthday.
My dad and my brothers, they played like speedball, and I seen it, and I was like, I want to do this, and I got into it.
I went to one of my friend's birthday parties when we were 10, and I just kept on talking about it and got my parents to take me again, and I fell in love with it, and we just kept going and going. And at first I was kind of scared to get onto the speedball field, but eventually I kind of worked up the courage to get on it, and I did, and I loved it. So we just kept on playing and growing in the sport, and I just continue to love it.
I went to a friend's birthday party, I loved it, and I came back. So when I came back, my mom's friend, Dan, he went to school with my mom. So he introduced me to Blue Waters, of course my coach Big E, Vin, and then he invited me to On Target. We got to hang out with a bunch of cool guys, Mr. Toys, and it was really a blast.
Me and my parents and my brother, we would always pass like by the field every day, like going to work and stuff. And one day we just decided, let's try it out, and it stuck and fell in love with the sport.
Birthday party? No, not that one. Oh, dang.
589.
Today.
Well,
The
not today,
origins of youth paintball.
From the very first paintball tournament ever in 1983 and through the early 90s, kids just didn't play paintball. Insurance companies wouldn't allow it, and fields didn't want it. It was in 1992 that the American Paintball League was able to get the insurance companies to lower their age minimum from 18 to 14 years old. Shortly after that, the age to play was lowered to just 10 years of age, resulting in a large growth spurt for paintball. And now there are kids playing all over the U.S. and beyond on divisional teams and even pro teams. But it's taken all these years to truly organize all youth teams. And now there is an all youth division at the World Cup. It was worth the wait.
a community comes together.
In California in 2020, the Hermans, led by Mark Gong and Machine Gun Mike Baird, two paintball legends, entered the King of the Ranch youth event, which, in the end, was a field of adult teams with only the Hermans playing as youth. The Hermans would go on to play many more events in Northern California that season, placing in the top 4 consistently. They even won the King of the Ranch 4 event even though they were pitted against the NorCal Ghost, a team of high school kids that were bigger, faster, and more experienced.
So this whole youth division came out to be, I really think that there needed to be a youth division. There needed to be a place for kids to play paintball. We would go out to the paintball field and my son would always say, I want to play. And it just, no fields would allow him to play. So up in Northern California, there was an opportunity to have young kids play. We had people like Ryan Podesta who had his own field. He has his own kid. He's able to play with his kid. It's just all of a sudden, all these fields in Northern California is allowing the youth players to play. So it was a great time.
I've been playing for like 23 years, and then I had my own son. And of course, when you have a kid, they're like, oh, he's going to be like you, he's going to play paintball, he's going to play soccer. And I always joke, he's probably going to be a ballerina. And as he got older, he immediately started expressing interest in paintball. He started playing when he was like 8. And we started him with a 50 cal, and then he started bunkering people, and the 50 cal wasn't breaking, so I had to get him a big boy paintball gun for his 9th birthday. And then he had a pretty bad experience getting like 6 in the head from his own team. He quit for like a year, and he was playing soccer at the time, and he was doing really well in that. They won the state championships, he got like an MVP and all that, and he was like, I'm gonna do soccer. I'm like, all right, cool. Well, when COVID hit, he's gonna do soccer. And so he wanted to do paintball again. We started playing, and there wasn't a lot of kids to play with. And we had 2 or 3 kids at our field that were his buddies, and they all played together, and they were pretty good. And so we heard there was this King of the Ranch, and they had a youth division. And so he went and played, but it was like a mixed beginner, so it was like some adults and some kids, and he did really well.
The name of Herman's, if you look at the patch or logo, the school's name is Herman. And that was going back to 85 when my dad designed the patch. When my father designed the original Ironman patch, he named the skull Herman. So that's why we're the Hermans, because it's Herman, the skull, on the patch.
And then the next year, across the country in Pennsylvania, at the 2021 Iron City Classic, 2 teams inspired by the late Tim Montresor took the field. There was Jennifer Montresor's team, Jen's Young Guns, and the Montresor Marauders. These 2 youth teams held their own against the 48 adult teams.
Dang.
I think it really started to come together in 2021 at the Iron City Classic. Jen and I had gotten together, and Jen had put together, her Jen's Young Guns, and I put together the Montresor Marauders with her blessing, and we really started to work.
Jen's Young Guns placed 25 out of 48. Right there, that set the stage. Kids could play. We had 2 kids come to the exhibition, which was, 5 months later, World Cup Kids Exhibition. And we had 2 Montresor Marauders. We had little Matt Mahone, and of course we had little Dominic Mates. Well, he was the star. He really was, right? He ran that tape, put down, killed his opponent down on home base, and tagged the buzzer, and the crowds just erupted. He had the little red mohawk like Tom Taylor. But that was the start, and then we needed to do something. The kids can play. There's a place for kids. There's always a place. There's a place in paintball for everybody, no matter what the age is. The women are making a mark right now. Kids are going to make a mark. We've got woods ball coming back. I think it represents the sport is for anybody.
It was about that same time I started to talk to Mark On and some of the others, and really started to put together some ideas. B. Paxton had approached us about trying to get something together. Her daughter, B. was starting to play. And we really kind of just start put things together. And so between that event and World Cup, we kind of put together the idea about doing an exhibition match. And so that kind of came about. And then it was such a huge hit. I know so many people had seen that, and it was so amazing, to see those kids playing on the pro field. And I think that was the moment where we said, this is it, green light. We need to go pedal to the metal. What do we need to do to make this a real thing? What do we need to do to make this a division at World Cup? And it's been all in ever since.
While all of this was going on, B. Youngs, owner of the Destiny franchise, had been speaking to Tom Cole, president of the National X-Ball League, about starting a youth division. At the same time, after watching her kids' team at the ICC, Jennifer Montresor, with the help of Eric, Big E, Holland, gave a proposal to the NXL regarding a youth division.
Last year when Tom Cole asked me what I thought about adding the women's NXL, I said, well, I think it's cool, but I think you would be better off if you added a youth division. And so my mission was to prove to him that there was a market. And so I said, okay, if you would allow us, let's have a youth exhibition during World Cup 2022 or 2021. So he allowed it. He's like, you got to do all the legwork though and get all your peeps together and etc.
Things began to fall into place, and 4 months later, there was a youth division exhibition at the 2021 NXL World Cup.
Montresor Marauders, and we've got Matt Mahoney and Dominic Nates playing and representing Montresor Marauders here in this youth exhibition.
Very, very cool.
Very, very good.
So 20 seconds to go before the start of this last game. And throwing 5 minutes on the clock, you got AC Kids there on your screen, and there is the Team Speed.
I think one of the Destiny NOLA kids put on an AC Kids outfit, so they all look the same, their uniform.
Nice.
Sneaky. Very sneaky.
Looks like Dominic's going to try to
Oh, look at him go! They both went right into it.
Nico got shot.
Nico!
That guy that took the snake for AC was super athletic. He got there just as fast as the pro guys.
Oh, there he goes. Tail's coming.
Dominic went to get him.
Yeah, Dominic tried to get him, but got shot before he got there. So it's nice for AC Kids has just been handling business from that snake 50. See the lineup on the D side here for AC Kids, but this is a guy that's doing work right now.
Yeah, man, he's super athletic. I'm not sure who that is for AC Kids, but he took that 50 snake. Looked super athletic with the inside out route. Looked just like one of the pros.
Well, he's getting some help on the D side now. They're just trying to close this point out. They got a high body situation. I don't think anyone's been shot yet.
Yeah, 5-0-1-0.
Oh, just as I say that though, they do lose that body from the snake side 50. And still a body left alive at the tower. I don't see. I think that might be the last body left alive. Maybe no. And up in the D3.
Oh, you got another one up there. Great. Oh.
No, that's the opponent's actually.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, that's Matt from Montresor Marauders losing his mind.
Yeah, he was definitely giving that one of his opponents a little piece of his mind for sure.
Yeah.
Screaming, pointing across the field. I shot that guy.
I shot him. 12 years old and already has the spirit.
Yeah, that's future pro right there.
Runs up from the ref, and that is going to do it. So
yes.
AC Kids putting another win up here, and they look pretty good. AC Kids actually won all of their games.
AC Kids with Jaden Ortez, Ashton Wright, Hudson Dunphy, Chase Brown, and Brandon Verdon, all between the ages of 12 and 16.
Nice.
The NXL agrees. A committee is formed.
Once the okay to add the youth division to the World Cup was given by NXL, President Tom Cole, a committee of youth team captains, owners, and coaches was formed to begin to write the rules, figure out the prize package, and work on logistics. Some of the early planners included Jennifer Montresor, Mark Gong, B. Youngs Paxton, Eric Big E Holland, Steve Ross, Andy Starrett of the Ally Remembered Foundation, Neil Chitterton, and Thomas Taylor, to name a few.
He's been helpful. I know that she and I sat down, we went to the paintball extravaganza, and we spent quite a while talking about it. Neil's been fantastic.
Biggie, you're fantastic, man.
It's been an entire community effort. I mean, we've created kind of this chat organization for all the parents and coaches to get together, share ideas, talk about things. Teams are having issues, or how do you go about sponsorship and things like that. And we're sharing all that pieces of information. One of the things I know that Mark and I did a little bit different is from the get-go, we decided to do this as a charity. We were both 501c3s, for different reasons. We wanted to make sure that we had an opportunity for people to give to our organizations, for us to be able to give back. Paintball has been so enriching to my life, from the time I was 15. And it's what could I do to give back to the sport?
Kevin.
No, that's Kevin. The hard work begins.
Yeah, boy. Soup.
Working as far as you can in the sea, as tall as you can up on your tube coat. Put that tank up here. So when it goes, you're leaning back into the cover. Okay? Over the top. You're down here like this, you're low. Look at my feet are together. It's not conventional. I'm as tall as I can. And I bring it right up here. Then it goes by. Now I walk right up into the bunker.
Preparing for the 2022
There it
World
is.
Cup was different for every team.
Tactics
The West Coast
baseball.
All-Stars were made up of some of the best youth players from several teams, including the Hermans, West Coast Sharks, Young Guns, and Gray Area Squids, all of whom competed at every 2021 King of the Ranch series of tournaments. There were other teams with a player here and there with D4 or D5 experience, and teams like Savage Patch Kids, Maui Misfit Minis, DMG Kids Gold, Rico's Rockstars, and Destiny's Shenanikids, with all unranked and or actual beginner players. In the months leading up to the World Cup, most of the teams were practicing, scrimmaging, or playing an event here or there to get ready, or somewhere in between.
Camera loves that
Savage
kid.
Patch Kids
Gavin, rip that snake.
had his 2 sons ready to go, with 2 kids added in the months leading up to the Cup. Neither the team nor the coach met their 5th and 6th players, Abel Cabilo and Lucas Tamura, until Friday and
There's those
Saturday.
Cali boys.
The coaches put their hearts and souls into their teams. Stepping up your game in paintball takes more than just playing games. It takes discipline, technique, respect, and flat-out hard work. And these coaches gave the kids what they needed.
We have 3 cups. You're behind the wall. I'm going to call out a cup. You're going to snap that cup. 1 shot. Ready? Red. Purple. Red. Faster. Pink. Red. Red.
There it is.
Purple.
There it is.
Pink.
Now.
Attaboy.
Red.
You talk about picking battles down the snake. You need to worry about that. All you guys are doing a better job of that. Scoring things up. Also, don't shoot your own team. Right? You guys say that. You have to multiple times where I've spent points in my own team. So let's not shoot our own team and hurt yourself. Okay? Alright.
Right? Make sure that you honor the reason why you all are wearing these jerseys. Okay? That's the most important, to show the honor. And that's with good sportsmanship, all right? Have fun. They'll take your lumps, we'll give some lumps. It's the start of the season, right? All right, not everybody's gonna be dynamite. You all seen us look like a bunch of idiots. I'm ran into paint, Rob's ran into paint, Jesse's ran into paint. It happens. You're gonna have good points and bad points. Don't be down on yourself, don't be down on your teammates. All right? You fix the problem, and you go out and you get the next point. Handshakes, positivity, knuckles. Make sure you show each other the respect. Okay? Guys, go have fun, all right? Put it in there and we'll get a big surprise. Go ahead.
Team up 40! Or two.
Team up 40!
1, 2, 3! Team up 40!
If we say disco, 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 okay, that means you kill somebody on the east side, okay? If we say Sosa, okay, Sosa, Sosa, that means you kill someone on the snake side. D, disco, so the D, Doritos, okay? S, snake, Sosa. Alright guys, everyone got it? Hey, make sure you go all the way in, okay? You gotta go all the way in.
Get that elbow.
Yep. Alright, so amazing, try this, right?
You don't keep trying to get on the field. No one's looking, so we move, we do this, we do this. In 5-man, it's controlled. One's go 1, 2's come up, communication's there.
The tail end of this summer, because in Wisconsin we already took down our field. It got cold, and but we basically started this whole thing when we had to come out and
I collect things
and work with the boys, and then we have a couple local teams. We have a team called The Boys. A few of them
shout out to the
are
boys.
Acadians, have been Acadians, and they've been helping us out quite a bit, come to our field and working with the kids. We have Central Wisconsin Disengaged. Guys
Shout
used to
out.
play about 8 years ago, and now they're getting back into it, and they pretty much adopted Connor. It's it's been a tug of war with him, whether he's playing with us or playing with them, but he's doing his best to time manage. So, but yeah.
Pro load. Understand. Got in there though. Did the job. Ooh! And got the kill.
It isn't like you could probably crouch and walk that.
Right.
What now?
Hit the disc.
There you go.
Hey, yeah, Connor.
Yeah, Connor.
Yeah, Connor.
It's Lucas.
Yep, yep.
As soon as it hits the bunker. Chills.
Right?
Momentum is building.
Yeah, it is.
It's August, and the momentum for the youth division is building. There are now several Facebook groups formed, team owner and captain messenger chats going, the film These Kids Can Ball is announced, and talk on social media platforms is growing. There are 16 teams committed and ready to make Kissimmee, Florida their November paintball destination. By the time the 16 teams are announced, the list had already grown to 22 teams.
In order for this youth movement to continue to grow, we need publicity, and that's what we're getting. It's really, we started the Hermans a year and a half ago, and there was other kids groups out there, but I think we were doing it a little bit more aggressively with social media than other groups were, and then really teams started popping up. You know, we weren't the first ones, but I think we did a little bit better. We were in the forefront of it, and that really got other people
We
to
were on the tail
organize
end
as
of
actual teams. And
oh shoot, we need a
finally
team.
getting the notoriety. We made it happen here at the World Cup, and there's 23 teams here from all over. You know, got a team
I'd
from
say we're
Hawaii.
probably the
There's
last
Mountain
ones
Misfits
to actually
kids are
form
from
a team,
Hawaii.
right?
They're here. There's
The last two guys we didn't meet
and
until
there's a
day
lot
of.
of kids that aren't on teams that are here because they have a parent playing in it.
So literally,
And so there-
walks up,
there's a
drops his
couple
gear.
throw together
All right,
teams.
cool. We're on in 5.
For
Grab
the
your
youth
mask. Let's
division.
roll.
And now that
So
I believe
I think
that
we were
once
the
this is
last
seen,
ones to have our team.
it's gonna explode. You know, because
So the Hermans were
there's gonna be
first.
more people.
Savage
out there
Patch was
putting
last.
kids together. Once you
Yeah.
see it can
12th out
actually
of 24 teams.
And
Not
that
bad,
there's
not bad.
there's real competition
Same.
and real growth in it. I think it's gonna explode.
I think that this is really going to take the NXL and flip it over.
I hope so.
Because
I hope so.
I see so many kids who are just hungry. You know, they can see the pros, you know, and what they want to do, and that's what they want to do. They want to go out and they want to play on, you know, on the airball fields and kind of get into it. And there really hasn't been a good way for them to do that. There hasn't been some sort of guiding body. And one of the things that I think is so amazing about everything that we've done over the past year is we've all come together as a community, and we're sharing ideas and focus and trying to get everybody kind of on the same page. You know, and I wouldn't call it a league, but like, you know, basically coming together and saying, what can we do to help promote youth paintball, you know, in a safe and an amazing way. So.
And just something to build on, you know, another avenue into getting to the pros, and just getting the kids involved is huge. Like I mean, just being here with these kids and seeing all these other kids and these other teams, you know, I've been telling people, I don't feel like we're coming here to play against these other kids. We're just here to play with these other kids. You know, it's a playground. We're just here to play. You know, and I feel like all these kids' teams are feeling the same way. Like, we're just happy to be here.
What I see with this whole movement,
Guys said it well.
especially the new people involved in this sport. There's so many new parents whose kids play that the parents weren't players. And what they're seeing is this community. Paintball is truly a worldwide community, unlike any other sport, activity, club. You know, there's a community in paintball that no other group has.
I believe that it causes longevity, and also it also allows us to pass the torch properly. I think some of the things that we haven't done very well, and again, I'm one of them, is the ability for us to kind of teach the ones that are coming up behind us, because, I mean, Oliver Lang is here. Ryan Greenspan is still killing it. Alex Frazier's still killing it. Carl Murkowski is back. You know what I'm saying? And so it's almost like, oof. I love that we still have our OGs, but we kind of need to mold our younger peeps to kind of make it even more big, and also to even add more proteins for that matter. And so I think doing something like this is probably the beginning of kind of creating the right kind of association that we need to build.
That's right. That's right. Rico's.
Working on their game.
While most of the teams practiced nearly every weekend leading up to the World Cup, many of the youth worked on their individual skills at home during the week.
I've been practicing. When I go to the snake, as soon as I put in my guy, and I'm at the 50, I just start picking people off.
I'm practicing on Doritos and moving up.
I'm just working on my communication. Sometimes it's hard because you get tunnel vision.
I'm really trying to work on moving, being more aggressive in my moves, and moving smarter.
I'm working on my endurance and snake crawling around.
I'm working on being a better teammate. I think I have everything down, playing wise, but I realize I'm not being exactly a team player, and I need to work on that. Things like communication, off the field, just talking, bonding, just being a better teammate. Because I do, go quiet on the field and just play by myself.
Well on your way, Gavin. Well on your way.
Trying to work on not doing that.
Lateral sliding, diving, working on a lot of
Double up.
lanes, paintball.
I'm definitely working on staying just playing tighter. In paintball, I'm definitely working on just getting better in general, getting more aggressive and quick thinking. Working on that one.
I'm working on bunkering. I'm working on bunkering people.
Yeah, get them.
I'd say one skill set that I'm working on a lot right now is staying low when I'm moving in the snake, because I like to play the snake. So staying low and not being too vulnerable.
Snake players.
Yep.
The aggression and just
Until they hit a growth
getting the
spurt,
shot.
they don't fit no more.
Running, just fitness and stuff, hand-eye coordination, just overall being healthy.
Mainly my speed.
Right now, I'm working on my communication and my aggressiveness on the field.
Working on my my breathing, and endurance is the word. Endurance, because I get winded in snake. So
My snap shooting.
Probably mindset.
Connor!
And, keeping a cool mindset, staying focused.
Still got a beard.
One of my idols, Nick Sloviak, actually told me that it's just as important on the field as off the field with your mindset.
Is that like a man crush you got going on there?
Once you step on the field, that needs to be your only focus for you to play 100%.
Really just of my fundamentals and working on everything. I mean, there's not really one thing we set our goal to.
That's right, boy.
We kind of just set everything. Probably communication and just talking.
So currently we're working on snap shooting drills for me personally, snap shooting and working off of my legs, because recently they've been kind of hurting, and I'm trying to get better at that so it doesn't hurt.
Oh, yeah.
Traveling to the cup.
Nicole.
Nicole says not so fast.
Yeah, we didn't care. We drove straight into
It's
her.
finally here. The
Yeah.
days, not months, leading up to the World Cup. Suddenly, weather forecast takes a major turn for the worst, and a tropical storm or hurricane is forecasted.
We are on the road to Cup. Woo! How you feeling, Matt?
good.
So excited. We got a Montrester Marauder. I'm a paintball mom. We're leaving here from Philadelphia. We've got about a 15-hour car ride. Woo! Paintball mom! Going the world up! We're in Virginia!
Yeah, you didn't do that. You know, I could have been embarrassing too.
Yeah, but you weren't, and I'm happy.
She did enough for all of us, I think.
Really?
Good job, Mom.
It's not your mom, but that person.
She was a mom.
Paintball mom.
Paintball mom.
Yeah, paintball mom. Why'd you get so close?
Florida, baby!
Ish. Yeah. We'll try.
Seb, where are you at? Tom, where you at? Bradley!
That's a pretty view.
She could have flew.
No, it was all the flights got screwed up.
Really?
Everybody's getting delayed. We drove into it.
Hey, where's that pink luggage?
I agree with you. That's what I'm saying.
Pink luggage?
I agree. I've not seen like a solid.
Oh, he's got pink luggage.
Hey, can I have that suitcase?
Can I get you a draft you?
Done it.
Yes.
Oh.
Zaz.
Pizza.
Dang.
Duncan.
Steak and shake.
It's a random.
So here's your system developing to the east of the Bahamas, and it is now what we call a subtropical storm. This doesn't look
Swam in it.
purely tropical in nature, and it's not.
Winds of 70 miles per hour, maximum sustained, so no change with that. The storm, Tropical Storm Nicole, is moving west at 13 miles per hour, and it is raking over the northwest Bahamas, bringing some storm surge over toward Grand Bahama, and I'm sure our hurricane specialist and storm surge expert will detail that more.
Full made landfall as a Category 1 hurricane about 3 o'clock this morning, right near Vero Beach.
There were more than 100 cancellations over the weekend, dozens more today at Orlando International Airport.
I talked with a woman who was supposed to fly out of Orlando. Of course, her flight was canceled. All the flights have been canceled.
Flights are canceled, rental cars are few and far between, and the teams that have not arrived on Wednesday may not make it. The NXL decides to shut down the event on Thursday, as this was the worst day in the forecast, and the Orlando airport announced it would be closed.
One thing I've learned over the years of paintball is
That guy again.
the journey is probably 75% of the event. Number one, because of getting there.
Write that
Most of
down.
the big events aren't anywhere near Wisconsin, so we have to travel. That makes it exciting. And then, of course, the people you're traveling with. That's always been why I'm in paintball. Like, yeah, you can shoot paintball anywhere, but getting those people together and then all those other groups come together, that's just what makes the sport. So, yeah, the journey's always exciting.
We live in Southern California, and
Crazy lady.
we were supposed to fly out Wednesday,
So
and
crazy.
we were supposed to fly out Friday. Flights were canceled. Tried to rebook. He was supposed to fly on the red eye out Wednesday night. Couldn't find anything reasonable. Tried Birmingham, Dallas.
She's literally standing there talking
and
on
then we were
fumes
trying to
right now.
drive. It just wasn't an option to get him here in time.
I mean, midday, she just about collapsed because she was so tuckered out.
Excited. We're driving.
Crazy lady. Tracy, you're a
Picked up
maniac.
one of his best friends, and we drove straight.
You're a hero.
Absolutely hero,
It
man.
was a good 40 hours. We pit stops along the way. His friend Sky helped drive from San Antonio to Houston while I got a few hours of sleep.
Wow.
We got in late last night, 9 o'clock, and got a few hours of sleep, and we're at the field this morning.
So awesome, man.
The travel situation was wild. Getting to the event was amazing. My flight was scheduled for Wednesday, and we received notice. Everybody received notice that on Tuesday that tropical storm had escalated into Hurricane Nicole. So flights were being canceled, airports were being closed. As soon as I got the notice, I actually called the airline. I notified them that Orlando Airport was going to be closed. But I got lucky. I was able to borrow a car from my boss right away. He filled up the tank with gas and checked the air pressure on the tires and made sure everything was good to go. And he looked at me and he's like, I don't know who flies into a hurricane, but be safe. So yeah, the ride down was pretty mundane until I got to Georgia, and then right around the border, the state line, you started to see the tractor trailers were all lined up, and people were starting to batten down the hatches and start to take safety precautions. So it was windy. It was windy.
A little wind.
Wow. So if you could only imagine getting a notice from the airlines saying that Orlando was canceled after 4 p.m. on Wednesday, and that's the day that we were all flying in. So the trek started from San Francisco area, and we worked our way to Long Beach, to Houston to Jacksonville. So we got to Jacksonville, and we said, okay, you know what, we're going to stay the night. So we booked the hotel, only to find out when we got to the hotel that the hotel was fully booked. We didn't have a place to stay.
Bruh.
I decided to make the trek all the way down to Kissimmee in the middle of a hurricane. So we drove literally on the 4 all the way down to Kissimmee.
Just to play some paintball.
Yeah, buddy.
This is what they do. Which is freaking amazing.
Bunch of die-hard crazies we are.
Teams arrive.
Thankfully, Central Florida was not hit hard by Hurricane Nicole. Despite record damage and devastation in southwest Florida, the Maui Misfit Minis seemed the least likely to make the event. But somehow, after multiple canceled flights and rebookings, they are here. The West Coast teams make it, although some of them had to fly into Atlanta and drive 6 hours to Orlando. Many of the divisional teams missed the cup, but somehow the youth division is intact. Every team made it.
Yeah.
On Thursday morning, teams began to arrive at the house for the documentary film interviews.
We almost didn't make it.
You're stuck. I don't want to talk about it.
That gas station was real close. Also really far.
Later that afternoon was the youth team's meet and greet at the field.
Oh, look at that
It
jersey.
was a smashing success.
Hot so much. Love it. Ready?
Just because
Wonder where our group is.
Huh.
The neon blob in the middle there.
Yeah.
Right there. Is that Gavin?
That might have been me. I had a backpack.
Maybe.
Bruh.
Greenspan, really?
Bruh.
We'll have to do some fishing.
While the kids and their families were in Kissimmee mainly for World Cup, many took time before or after the games were played to have some family time together.
Junior. Whose birthday?
Cha cha cha.
My birthday.
Stop it.
Really? Cha cha cha. Cha cha cha. Hey, we went there.
Not that weekend.
Kane's first
Not that
time and
weekend.
Junior's first time to Disney World.
Went there.
Haven't seen this.
Monkey with a Gun presents. No, we haven't seen this. We started playing paintball in February. Graylin, have you seen Serial?
Your dad's been playing for like 20 years.
How many times has he made you watch this?
I've been watching this since I was like 2, okay?
I've memorized every
song.
This.
Never seen it.
Serial killer.
You like the soundtrack?
No,
and
no.
And look, there's Alex Brady and Lang. And
Yeah, dude. This is real shit.
Right?
Never seen it.
Top 3?
Top 4?
Yeah, it's top 4, I think.
Let the games begin.
Games.
24 teams entered the youth division of the World Cup. Yes, there were paintball games to be played, and in some way, it almost felt anticlimactic. Wasted Kids and West Coast All-Stars Black each won all 7 of their preliminary rounds, and both seemed almost unbeatable. Destiny Kids won 6 of their 7 first-round games. SQD Best Kids in Cali, Maui Misfit Minis, Montresor's Marauders, Empire State, ML Kids, Infamous Kids, Dangerous Toys, Savage Patch Kids, and West Coast All-Stars Blue all made the cut.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
Known
did.
that.
Wish we would have known that. Yeah, we were the last ones to find out.
And then we went that way and had to go back that way.
Are afraid this kid's a record name. You play another game, it's gonna end the same. Oh, these kids can ball. Oh, these kids can ball. Take the snake away, we'll find another way. I'll make the 50 home, and I won't be alone. Won't let my brothers down, gotta stick around. By 4, 3, 2, and done, the bracket's on the run. Oh, these kids can ball.
Boss is dangerous.
Oh, these kids can ball.
Ooh, look at that .6.
Look at that guy.
Oh.
Should have got Morty.
2 ties.
Should have got Morty.
3 wins, 3 losses, 8 tie. 7 wins, 4
We
losses.
got a whole lot left in the tank today. Got a fist full of games and teams in the way. All the work that we put in, it's time for the win. I'm running down the field, never thinking I should get it. Got my finger on the trigger as my target's getting bigger. It's just another one down, and another to go. Left looking right, I got 'em in my sights. My future's looking bright like a sunrise. Another one down, another one left to go. These
A lot of teams being played.
See that SPK in the back?
I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah, I don't like this one.
Just skip this.
In the Ocho Finals, Dangerous Toys won their best of 3 series against Savage Patch Kids with 2 wins.
Okay. To be fair, we barely did.
Yeah, I screwed that one up.
Good win, guys.
Yeah, go in.
It was a mess.
Yeah, we didn't play to our full potential, but I feel like they're a good enough team where they probably would have won anyway.
SQD, Best Kids in Cali, won their 2 against the West Coast All-Stars Blue.
Glad they didn't show how we lost.
And Infamous Kids took 2 straight against the Montresor Marauders, Empire State.
These kids are crazy.
Dangerous Toys moved on, sending the ML Kids home. Destiny Kids and Wasted Kids battled in the semifinals, with Destiny taking 2 of 3. Infamous Kids keep rolling, sweeping dangerous toys.
His hands the whole time.
Yeah. Switch, shoot that. Toby, you're gonna go. Switch, you shoot that. Let that guy in the middle get the free kill. Get the free kill. It's on the outside, right? Okay?
Almost for me.
Okay, I want to hear that home run, Davian. Okay?
We all got it.
If
not more.
We're still calling his pocket. He's in here, grind. Come, where we go? We got
Let's make him a better player.
Hey, come get it, okay? Yeah, you're shooting.
Wait, you got Hermes' headband? I don't have one. You got Hermes'
The stage
headband.
is
What are you
set
talking
for
about?
Infamous
Jackson
Kids
got one?
versus Destiny Kids to play for first and second
Over here
place.
talking trash. He's the only one of us that
Yeah,
has
man,
Hermes'.
those Homer's guys.
Yeah,
man.
those guys
I
are
feel
showing
like they
off.
all have one.
Oh,
That whole team.
Imagine having a Hormus's band.
yeah.
That must
That
be
whole
crazy.
team does. Like, imagine just one person on the team had one. What kind of person that would be?
Right?
Yeah, really. Be insane.
Black sheep person. Oh,
Probably one of the best.
Probably the only
players.
one talking trash about Hermes' headbands, really.
Probably the only one that's good on our team. Really.
Welcome back. 2022 XL World Cup. Brought to you by Bunker Kings and Matty Marshall. I got Machine Gun Mike, legendary OG NorCal baller from back in the day here, sitting to call this kids championship. Mike, how you doing, man?
I'm doing great. It's been a great time. This is the youth experience, the explosion of youth paintball that we got going on. It's a good time.
So your kids here, and I mean, how much familiarity do you have with some of these teams out here?
Well, we played against them, in the prelims. So some.
This is definitely Destiny's Kids' point to win. They have 5 in Snake 2. They got another body who's at the wedge, and looks like
the Dorito won.
Riley here.
Never did see the finals, did we?
Destiny's Kids. Yeah,
Yeah,
James
the
Riley.
finals wasn't
Good little 1-2
same
combo.
deal. It was Sunday.
What
We were
this
long
year
gone.
is there's not a ton of time in these matches.
I never knew where to find it on
Monster there in the middle, center 50.
We were probably halfway home by the time we
Format,
got
Mike, as
realized
far
that we
as
actually won.
is there a mercy rule? Obviously not a lot of time to work with. Is it a race to?
No, this is race to 2 right now. It's 5-man format.
Yeah.
So it's one and done in the prelims. Then once you get past the prelims, it's race to 2.
And which is really tough though, right? Because there's points that come at a premium. You don't have a lot to work with.
No,
You've got 15 minutes on the clock.
No, you can't concede. You everything is all or nothing with this. And it got down to a 1v1. One of the quarterfinal games or a playing game yesterday.
Well, they got some red and gold coins courtesy of Coin Duel and Hermes to give away if anyone wins a one-on-one. But it looks like Riley getting shot out of that center. So Infamous Kids getting into the snake here in a kind of a difficult situation. They are losing another body though from that D side, and the side completely blown open, actually getting taken out. So just 2 bodies left alive for Infamous Kids, but eating up that attacker, actually trading out. So it may be a one-on-one right here.
Oh, there he goes. The run down for the win, for the point.
So Infamous Kids, that's Gage Amaya. Gage Amaya gonna bunker out his opponent, and there still actually was one body, it looked like, left alive, I think for Destiny, over on that D side, but didn't know that the snake side was completely blown open.
Dang.
Dang, the finals. Infamous versus Destiny.
First and second place is being brought to you by Lyric Text. Sure to download the app and use song lyrics to send memes to your friends.
Rush one off the break. Destiny's Kids lost their snake player off the break. And he took a big bite. He was going after snake 1.
He's going right for that insert.
So 2 teams switching sides. Infamous Kids on the right-hand side now.
That was it.
And all the way up at the snake 50. Crossing the 50 on the snake is...
That was that field, though.
Really?
You get across there and open up that whole
Snake
side.
side.
Filling out there to cover the snake, and here comes another one filling out wide.
Like, look at this big move. All the way across. That's a huge fight.
All the way from the Dorito corner.
Made it clean.
The temple.
Made it clean.
Yeah. But they needed somebody there. And
props to the kid for recognizing it.
Yeah, and that's just
Is that
a
BB?
ball drop for Infamous Kids by not putting a gun on that lane.
Yep.
They kind of got their backs to a wall right now here, Mike.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because they really need to hold off this attack they know is going to come from the Infamous Kids. They're in some decent defensive spots because of that awesome move for the coast-to-coast run to get out to this back corner.
And looks like it's a tarantula right now. Nobody's being the aggressor at this point. But yeah, there's
This camera's tripping me out up here on the top right corner.
3 minutes left to go. Oh, they get that kill.
Wow.
This could be it here, Mike. As soon as they
recognize
bodies, yeah.
they recognize that they should be going. This snake guy should be. There he goes on the move.
Yeah, Thomas Taylor. So this is Thomas Taylor's son's team.
Yeah.
Oh, he gets that crossbow kill. Looks like Damien here for Infamous Kids to get that kill, and that might be it here. As Infamous Kids have done the work they needed to do to win it. This Kids championship.
Yeah. Look, checking each other. The way they're supposed to.
Oh yeah, you gotta make sure at this point. This is the winning buzzer.
Yeah, I thought there was no touch.
It looks like 4 months alive.
Congratulations to the Infamous Kids as they sew up this Kids Championship title. As Thomas Taylor got to be so happy with how this came together. And if you want to purchase some of Thomas Taylor's goggles, thomastaylor.com. Got those nice new, brand new school. That's probably one of the coolest push goggles I've ever seen. It's not a Hormesis push goggle. So yeah, awesome job by the Infamous Kids and winning 2 in a row here in the race to 2.
When I heard about World Cup and my parents told me about it, they were like, oh, is this something you want to do? And instantly I got chills down my spine and I was just like, this is definitely something we want to do. And I remember after flying out and getting situated, we went to the field, watched for a little bit, figured out our field we were going to play on. And then it came game day, which was Saturday of the whole paintball weekend. So we go get ready to play. And I remember just getting my gear on and everything. And when I was headed towards the pits, like I could just see my hands shaking and just like, I was so nervous, but like super excited at the same time. And we played the round robin, and we were supposed to get 8 matches, but we ended up only getting 7. We won our first 3, then we lost 2, then we won another one, and we lost another one. My hopes were like kind of demolished at that point. I was like, I don't know if we're gonna make it and even any of the seeds.
That was us.
And then I think it was like 45 minutes went by and we found out we were last place in the last seed and we barely made it.
In the beginning, we were winning our matches, but it was a little harder than what we expected. And then later, in the prelims, we weren't doing as well. And then we got that little piece of luck going into the quarterfinals and went undefeated after that.
Nice.
So we actually had only about a month to practice before Cup, which is a very short time to, really get that trust with each other. But I felt like we all had that connection with each other. We all had that fire in us, like that we wanted this, that we knew that we could do this.
Then playoffs came and I was like, okay, my hopes are kind of there. There's a chance we could still win, but we have to win every single game. So we played 4 games, which is 8 points. We played 8 points total, and we ended up going undefeated from the playoffs up until first and second, and I mean, when we first got there, I wasn't sure how all the teams looked, what we were playing up against, because, I mean, we only had a couple weeks to put this team together and play. And so right after we found out that we were going to play for first and second, the other teams, it was getting dark, so they were like, we can either schedule this for tomorrow or you guys can play now right here on this field. And knowing us, we obviously wanted to play on the pro field and be able to say we made it to Paintball Sunday. And that's just like being able to play at World Cup on Sunday in the finals is there's nothing bigger than that. That's the best. And at that point, I just knew we were going to win because we played and worked so hard. That's probably the best I've ever played was in the playoffs. And leading up to that, I was just like, we're going to win. We're going to do it. And I just remember the first point, and I was like, okay, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to snake off break. And I made it, and I was just shocked. And then I just kept crying with hundreds of people watching me. I didn't even like notice it, and I just zoned it all out. And I was like, this is just a simple game of paintball. And then after that, we won. And then we won our second point, and that was it. Like, I remember crawling down the snake doing the same play. And after that, I killed the corner and then looked over, shot across the field, killed the last guy, ran down, and we won. And that was it. And that was probably just like one of the best feelings I've ever experienced.
I bet.
We were on a roll and we wanted to keep that going. And we didn't lose once in the end. It was just nonstop, winning and winning and winning.
I expected to place at least podium for how much we practice, and like compared to the other teams, just we practice day and night. So.
The infamous kids, man. Just a ragtag bunch of kids from the local field impact action splits. You know, all these kids I got to watch play paintball over the last year, playing 3-man on different teams, and I kind of like said, hey, these kids would be good for the team. These kids would be good for the team. I started reaching out to them, and we created this team, and they have become this just family. I mean, I couldn't imagine it in a million years that over such a short period of time that they would have bonded so much. I mean, they're goofy and funny and crazy and wild, and like you put them in a room and it's a tornado. But you put them on the field, and they are machines. They are machines. You know, I think it comes from a lot of things. They have, you know, good parents that want them to do well and that are willing to allow me to coach them. Pete, you know, the son of, Pete, the father of Kobe and Damien, you know, he was my right-hand man, assistant coach, helping me make sure when I went out to practice, I gave him drills and plays, and he would make them run them. You know, so like, what I'm getting at is like, we have this family bond, right? You know, Tyler, Skylar's dad, right? He plays paintball, so we kind of had all this bond, and everybody kind of came together. And these kids are awesome. We got, you know, a brother and a brother. We got a brother and a sister. They're playing together on a team, so we got that dynamic. We got my son and my daughter, right? So you got these pairs, you know. And then you have Patrick and you got Sky, and they have just become a family, and a family that is willing to do what it takes.
These kids are the future of the game. They are being coached, groomed, and prepared to climb the rankings ladder quickly. And they're being taught by their parents and coaches to be prepared for whatever life brings them. Will they remain in paintball? This is how they answer the question, where do you see yourself in 5 years?
5 years? Yeah, I feel like I'm gonna be already on the pro field shredding people in.
I hope to see myself getting up the ranks, hopefully semi-pro, D1, D2, that kind of ranking.
Probably D3.
Hopefully I graduated high school, but I see myself doing the same thing. You know, traveling, goofing around with my friends in hotels and stuff.
That's
so hopefully, you know, I will be ranking up, so you might see me one day.
Get it.
Playing paintball every day.
Hopefully being a pro. That's my life goal, is being a pro.
I see myself on the pro fields and also having another job.
You're gonna need one.
Do you see people taking me in 5 years? I don't really know. I feel like I would want to get better, but I don't want to be like pro level, because then we don't get to play that many events, and then it's like expensive. So
Hopefully playing for a D2 or D3 team.
Like in paintball, higher in the ranks.
I'd like to start playing for Energy Elite Alphas since I've met them already.
He's got a team picked out already.
In 5 years, hopefully I'm playing for like a D3, D2 team.
Definitely still playing paintball. Probably have a nice job or something like that. I don't know. I just want to keep playing paintball and then keep going up the ranks, you know, because I've only been playing for 3 years, and I mean, a lot's happened.
Well, you got a shocker, so.
I see myself
Taking the shocker, he's ready.
He's ready.
having fun, just trying to live the best life I could.
I see myself on NYX playing pro.
Definitely in finance school. Probably still playing paintball, but looking to become a mortgage broker.
A pro paintballer.
In 5 years, probably like college, or wait, yeah, probably like college, still playing paintball.
Hopefully, if I graduate high school, which I think I will, I hope to continue in the sport and work my way up the levels.
In 5 years, I want to be contending at the pro level, if not around that level of skill.
Contending?
In 5 years, I see myself hopefully playing pro on the Danish Dads.
Probably at least
I don't know.
D2, D3, somewhere around professional. But I really hope I stay in the sport, and I'm trying my best to do that.
How much coffee have you
And
had?
just try to be the best for the community, so me and other people in the paintball community don't want to quit. And I really just hope the sport continues to grow, because there's a lot of people in the sport, but not as much as there should be.
Right?
I kind of see myself in 5 years, like, probably trying to play pro, like. Just in 3 short months.
Yep. Fact.
Mm-hmm.
Lucas. Yes, sir.
Oh, who's that? You're ahead of Thomas Taylor on the list.
I'm on top of Thomas Taylor.
Just saying.
Just saying. Sorry, Tommy.
Transition from slow to fast. Transition gotta make more cash. Transition, can you see me flex? 2015, 10, 5, no more six. Transition from a bird on the wire. Transition to Canadian Fire. Transition to martial law. Waiting for
Zach Arbuckle.
Yawn.
What's Zach doing in there? Photographer friend.
Transition from paper to the net. Transition isn't done just yet. Transition from a pig to the nation. Glued to the screen, it's a new sensation.
Oh, red paintball.
Transition from truth to lies. Transition, gotta split this.
That make sure you mention that to get the hits.
From the west to the east, the other red, white, and blue is the
It's a decent time for that to die.
Which one is beeping?
That one did. That one died a while ago.
I'm just saying, my hero 2, they're talking good. Zach Arbuckle again.
Why does he get on there twice? I never saw him once in the video.
Who?
Zach Arbuckle.
You only got him once.
Huh?
You only got him once.
Yeah, but I was on top of Thomas Taylor. So.
He got it twice.
Did you know?
The game's on my gun, maybe in another year.
Just put random names in 5 now. Like,
Oh, really?
it'd be really funny. I hope someone does that sometime.
The Team Acadian 2012 promotional DVD did just that.
What?
If you don't know, I no.
They keep you around for some
Outtakes.
reason.
Well, it's mainly because I carry the team.
Oh, boy!
I think
Yeah, that's Matt's kid.
Once we go back to World Cup, because I'm gonna at 4, I'm gonna pod run for ACD Soul again, or yeah, because I pod run for Heat, or I pod run for Infamous, and I wiped down all the guys on Heat, and then I'm going to pod run for ACD Soul at 4, and then probably going to wipe down all the guys at 130 for paintball fit. So.
Busy.
Kids all over. He's got that Hydra.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. Everybody does.
Yeah.
Okay, wait, what, the World Cup team or like?
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So just real slow, just tell me your name and what team you play for.
Like right now?
Yeah.
Wait, right now?
Wait.
Go.
Wait. Huh? What?
Tell me about your teammates. What are they like?
Well, my teammates, gosh, I keep saying, let's redo that.
Okay.
Sorry. Yeah. My teammates they're really good teammates. Well, I don't know what I'm saying. Last one. Okay. I gotta think about this. Because.
Redo that. One more time. My teammates are.
I like being able to shoot at people and hurting them without getting in trouble.
We're all thinking it.
He's honest, yeah. We're all thinking it.
The experience I have from playing, previous coaching, semi-pro teams, D2 teams, D3 teams, D4, D5 teams. I've got to coach all of it over the years, brand new players and so forth. But having my background of playing as many events that I have, understanding what a team's doing, when they're doing it, how they're doing it, and truly understanding how to get the best performance out of the players that I'm coaching. Because I can watch a person play over 2 days, and I can tell them they're playing the wrong position. Your body type isn't the way you act, the way your mannerisms, the way you speak. I can know it after that. This isn't the position for you right now. We can train you to do that. Sometimes I got to tell people straight up, you're never going to play that position. I know you want to, but you're just not built for it. So there's certain
How much
things
coffee
that
has Thomas had? Let's be honest.
allow us to be the paintball players that we are, right? I'm
Well,
naturally
imagine you won
aggressive,
World
in
Cup
your
as
face,
your kid.
I don't mind pain. Front player, wow,
As the
go
coach.
figure, right? So
Would've
there's
been
certain
nap
things that
time.
can do that, but
It was-
going into this
Yeah.
and coaching kids, yeah, I mean,
Or
I'm
you
going to
still
have
got
an
a couple more
advantage
hours a
over
day.
the parents
so
or other coaches.
how many
because
double shots can you consume?
one,
in
I've
20
been coached by
minutes
the
before you have
best
to
players
film?
in the world.
Right.
2, I've played against the best players in the world. 3, I've seen it all. 4, I've coached a lot over the years.
I mean, there's 2 types of people in the video. There's the people that have to wipe off their legs and throw a new shirt on because they're all muddy, and there's the people that chug how many double shots.
More like traffic, but in particular, the West have many observers concerned.
Getting hurt in the game is not the issue at all. I think that's what you are getting a rush to is violence. The purpose is to execute, to kill another
I
member
hated that
of
interview so
human
much.
race. Dr. Thomas Rossetti,
They set him up so
National
bad.
Coalition on TV Violence, claims the survival game is the closest thing he's ever seen to killing people for fun.
Because why not? Like,
Paintball is its own culture. It has its own equipment, its own apparel lines, its own lingo, online presence, magazines, video channels, films, influencers, books, podcasts, and live streams. It's been featured in movies, video games, TV shows, music videos, national newspapers and magazines, and it is played all over the world. But it wasn't always this way. 12 men played a kids game, but one man birthed an industry. Hundreds would shape the game, millions would play it. There were those that tried to stop the game in its tracks. Active in our city, I have a real problem with that.
Playing with fantasies of tracking down, hunting, and murdering people.
And those that would stop at nothing to
Dr.
preserve it.
Becky, who, by the way, by his own admission, has never seen the game.
I think everybody agrees with that.
You get an adrenaline rush in this game, unlike anything that I've ever encountered before. Little children love to be thrown up in the air. They get that kind of thrill out of a fear that's not really there. It's an illusion.
The game that was called survival, ironically, had to fight to survive.
Camouflage, you're kind of a crazy person and a wild person, had very bad aura to it.
This is the story of those that created the game, preserved it, and built its gear, the playing fields, international presence, tournament circuits, scenario games, teams, media, and its long-lasting culture. This is the real story of the game of paintball. This is the complete history of paintball.
Wait, right now?
Yeah, if someone was going to watch a video, I'd plug another video in so they watch that one.
Smart.
It's smart. Yeah.
Smart. Nice
Plug.
job, John.
Plug.
that's it.
John Amodea, that was awesome. We thank you so much. What is this now?
Oh, this is the history one.
Oh, no.
Yeah, stop it, stop it. You don't want to watch this.
Alright. So that was the entire video. Not quite an hour and a half long. Well worth it. A lot of cool stuff in there. A lot of awesome kids in there. It was awesome seeing it all again and kind of reliving that week because, the stupid hurricane, which, whatever.
Slamming.
Didn't stop us. As soon as we got to the Airbnb, he jumps in the pool in the middle of a hurricane, but whatever. Yeah. That was an experience like no other, and we can't wait to do it again.
Besides the coasting into a gas station and a couple other parts, but
Or sinking the Suburban. I think we can live without that one.
can't we
Okay,
go?
so running out of gas was not my fault. That was all Bob. And obviously,
The Suburban was.
it was Connor's fault.
Your foot was on the pedal when it went in.
Oh, yeah, it was on the pedal. It was digging.
And
it was digging
yeah,
deep.
you had to try and push it out, and
Yep.
we pulled up to.
Huge shout out to Matt Carruthers for coming and
that was
pulling
huge.
us out of the mud
Yeah,
because
really.
we were kind of screwed.
We were not me.
We
All right,
were
y'all.
in up to here, literally.
That was that. So these kids can ball. Have a good night.